Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of New to Weeaboo. This is number 17 for the week of March 25th, 2020. I'm Nemesis and I'm joined by Alcatraz remotely.
Yes, remotely.
Because virus stuff.
Yes.
It's still a thing.
Stuff.
It'll be a thing for a while. We don't know. So the things might be a little weird here and there. We might hopefully we'll have episodes here and there where we'll actually be in person again. But that's just how things are going to be for here and there, just because of just got to be careful. It's that simple.
Yep.
Unfortunately. Yep. But yeah, I believe, let's see, Anime Worlds. I think Japan is still in kind of trouble, but they're recovering a bit. Some anime's been delayed here and there. Like I know, like most stuff's like on episode 12 of the season, and like for example, Railguns just got to episode 8 because they kept delaying.
Yeah. Well, hey, maybe it'll be easier for us to catch up on that.
Yeah. Sakura, I know, like up here in the Northwest, Sakura Con just canceled because of this.
Yeah, amongst like everything else.
Yeah, but that's the anime specific one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There was like a Love Live show that's supposed to happen. They canceled that.
I think Akon also had something.
Yeah. I remember there's a Love Live thing that was supposed to happen. They had to cancel and whatnot. So there's a bunch of stuff that canceling because don't want a whole bunch of people in one place right now.
Yep. Although a whole bunch of people are ignoring it.
Yeah. Don't go to Florida beaches, you idiots.
God.
But yeah, we're not talking about that other stuff. We're talking about Sailor Moon S, or Sailor Moon Super, as they like to call it as well.
Super, yeah.
Yes, because that's the third season of the show we're slowly getting through over time.
Yeah, there's quite a lot to get through.
Yeah, thankfully the seasons have gotten a little shorter. Yeah, so yeah, this of course continues the adventures of Sailor Moon and the gang and adds some new characters as well.
Hey.
Yeah, and so in this one, the whole thing is the big bad are the Death Busters.
Death Busters.
Which is a kind of a neat name, honestly.
It is kind of interesting name.
Yeah, and they're trying to look for pure hearts because, let's see, the initial reason was they were looking for the talisman so they can get the Holy Grail, but then they needed the pure hearts to resurrect Mistress Nine fully.
Mistress Nine, or the Messiah of Silence.
Or they call it the Messiah.
Messiah. Yes,
yeah, it's
Messiah.
like, you guys didn't pronounce that right at all, but not just surprising because we butcher the pronunciation of Japanese stuff all the time.
Yep. Makes sense.
Yeah, so that's the whole thing. It's like in some scientist guy who's always his face is always in shadow. He's always smiling. He has the best villainous laugh ever, I swear.
It is a really good laugh, I will admit.
Yeah, that's just a right tinge of crazy in there, just enough, and loud and boisterous as well. It's great.
Yep.
I wish I could laugh like that.
It is really great. I think everyone does in some way.
Yeah, and this is also the one that introduced not one, not two, but 3 new Sailor Guardians.
3, actually, kind of 4.
Yeah, 4. Somewhat. Because, yeah, guess what? Chibiusa returns. Chibiusa returns. And this time, she's a Sailor Guardian in training. Yeah, so that's this thing right there is, she's Sailor Chibi Moon. She's got a pink outfit and everything. She's got her own little rod that, shoots beams and stuff, although not always very well.
What are you talking about? It is literally the best and most powerful attack out of all of them.
Yeah, of course it is.
That part was sarcasm, but what isn't is arguably its most useful.
Yeah, he just smacks him in the face, basically.
And it works, like almost every time that she uses it. Yes, and that's enough to distract, and yeah, it's like...
Hey, that's mildly annoying.
It's totally not very powerful, but it's effective as a distraction.
Yeah, it also results in some hilarious stuff, to be honest. Whenever she's trying to use it or whatever, it doesn't work. And then like that's the one where she's the tea monster. Remember the one with the tea, and she's trying to shoot at the beam and won't shoot, and she's just and then shooting, but it's like kind of hitting the ground. One. And she's and the tea, she's just slowly drinking tea, and she's just slowly sliding closer, like literally sliding, like no animation, and then finally, bap, bap, bap.
Yep, that was great.
Yeah, I think this is honestly my favorite season of the show because of stuff like that.
I was about to say, so far this is my favorite of the three that I've gone through. This is this is the best season
Yeah,
so far.
I think it's got the best so far. It's got one of the best villains. The new Sailor Guardians, including Chibimu. There's also Uranus and Neptune have joined the cast. Haruka Tano and Michiru Kaio. Yeah, and they're a year older than the rest of them, and they're in high school. Ooh, high schoolers.
Ooh, high schoolers, so mature.
Yeah, so mature. They are, and they're also very beautiful, as we're reminded of constantly.
Very beautiful.
Yeah, yes. And Haruka is often mistaken for a guy.
Yep.
Including by Usagi and Minako, who both are like, ooh, who's that? He's so dreamy.
And then they knock it off. It's like, you have Memo.
Yeah. Yeah, but she has enough room in her heart for more than one person.
What's great, but also what's great is watching their struggle once it's revealed.
Oh yeah, am I gay now?
Wait, you're a girl? Oh.
I have to go home and rethink some things. I've said it before and I'll say it again. None of the Sailor Guardians are straight.
Especially not after that whole thing.
Especially not Uranus and Neptune. Oh heck no, they are not straight in the slightest.
Those two are totally a thing.
Well, that's the thing. There's kind of a lot of implication that they're not together only because they need to make sure that they're 100% focused on the mission.
Right.
That's the only reason. They're both well aware of how they feel about each other, and they're not in denial about it. But they're just not going anywhere with it because, oh no.
Especially that one scene at the very, very end in the cafeteria, the restaurant.
Sorry, be a family.
What? Yeah, that.
Yeah, because of course we find out that later that just doesn't matter in the end because when they're in trouble, guess what they do? They try to sacrifice themselves to save the other because of course they do.
Because of course they do.
Yeah, the thing is, they're not exactly. They're kind of the weird, slightly more morally gray than the rest of the Guardians. They're more willing to do bad things in order for the greater good.
Yeah, they're more of an ends justify the means kind of a group.
Yeah, which goes very much against Usagi's like, no, I can save everyone thing. Yep. So it's an interesting. They're kind of
constant confrontation.
Yeah. So the thing is, sometimes they're allies, sometimes they're enemies. It just depends on what's going on at this particular moment.
Whether their momentary goals align.
Because they're after the talismans, and they said they're willing to sacrifice someone if it means getting the talisman of the pure heart. Because they get the talisman, the person dies. Or at least that's what they thought.
Yeah, yeah.
Because later turns out, guess who has the talismans? Uranus and Neptune.
Oh,
and then they're fine because of Pluto. Because Pluto comes back.
Yeah, I was about to say, when are we going to bring that one up? Pluto actually comes back and decides to be an actual guardian. Well, she was just kind of floating off somewhere, giving directions.
Well, she was guarding the time. Remember, she has to.
Yes.
She has to guard the door.
Now she actually she has to stand in front of this door for all eternity. Pretty sure that's one of the circles of hell. Shh. No.
So yeah, she right at the beginning. Actually, Pluto becomes more of a thing in this rather than just kind of being distant and enigmatic. She actually, hey, she's still a little enigmatic, but she's more hands-on now.
Yep. Shows up in person.
Yeah, and turns out
actually fights.
She already has the talisman. She has a third talisman. Turns out it's the top of her staff.
Hey, and she's had it the whole time.
And it just makes you wonder how she got that thing.
Oh, she probably just ripped it out of herself.
just reached in.
Time shenanigans. No, she probably went into the future.
Oh dear, don't do this.
And attacked herself in the future to extract it, or probably some weird
or some process
some time shenanigans or something, or heck, maybe she just had it.
Yeah, I didn't have to go through all that nonsense. Haha.
I already had it. I just had it. It was just lying here on the side of the road.
Yeah, because when the three talismans come together, they bring out the Holy Grail, and then either the Holy Grail can be used by the Messiah of Silence to destroy the world, and another Messiah to save the world.
Yes.
Depending on who gets it first, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, and one of the talismans is a sword, and the other is a mirror.
Mirror.
Yep. A mirror.
Yep. A mirror. All right, whatever.
Yeah. And also what was it? Oh, yeah. Sailor Moon got a new transformation. Super Sailor Moon.
Super Sailor Moon, but she can only use it for so long.
Yeah, because it really wears on her. And they're like, oh, she can't be the Messiah because, well, it wears her out. No, it turns out she is a Messiah in the end, I guess.
Wait a minute. Go figure.
Yep.
Queen Serenity. Sorry, it's Neo Queen Serenity.
Yes, gotta have the Neo because that makes it cool.
Neo. She is the one.
It's not Tokyo, it's Neo Tokyo.
Can she see the... Oh, God, if she could see the code, but she can't write it because she can't write.
Yeah, and if that's one of the things because Chibiusa comes back
a couple times.
Yeah, because Chibiusa comes back from the future. And she brings with her a little letter from future Usagi, who's turns out her writing is kind of basic, apparently.
It has never gotten better the entire time.
She's a queen, and oh boy.
That's why you have vassals and squires and people to do things for you.
And there's one other Sailor Guardian who shows up towards the end. Sailor Saturn.
Saturn.
The Guardian of Destruction. Basically, the idea is if she shows up, things have gone really, really, really bad.
Yep. Although, Uranus and Neptune are like, if she shows up, she'll destroy everything, so we have to stop her from showing up.
Yeah, exactly. The idea is she's supposed to be she's the last resort of, if she shows up, that means everything's so bad that it's unsalvageable is the idea.
Big reset button.
Yep.
She's the big world reset button.
That's the idea. And she shows up and doesn't do that.
She doesn't. She destroys things, but I wonder.
I think she
maybe she did destroy the world, but she destroyed the Tau universe.
Yeah, the Tau system.
Yeah, so everything else was saved.
Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, Sailor. Yeah, because
right. So she should probably explain the Tau thing.
Yeah, because the Deathbusters are actually from an alternate universe. And they came through to this universe because the
scientist opened a rift on accident. It's basically Doom. It's basically Doom.
Makes sense. Actually,
they opened a portal to hell.
This season would have come out right about the same time Doom was. Original Doom.
Which is fun, because now we're doing this episode when Doom Eternal comes out.
Hey! Which I haven't bought yet.
Yes, it really boils down to the scientist, Tomoe, or whatever his name is, accidentally opens a portal to the Tau universe. It blows up his place and possesses him and his daughter. And then they create the Deathbusters to bring their leader in.
Mm-hmm. And they possess him as well. Basically, you want to save yourself and your daughter? Yes. Okay.
That's what I said. They possess him and his daughter.
Yeah. Just okay. Because, he was about to die.
Okay, anything to save my daughter.
Yep.
And then they end for a moment. I won't continue with that one.
Yeah.
It has a bad word in it.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Unleash Damnation on the Stars?
Yes, that's the one.
That's fine.
It's fine.
They said it in a Disney movie. It's fine.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
See, if it's in Disney movie, it's fine.
We can say it once and keep our PG rating, right?
Exactly. Yeah, so Sailor Saturn is actually Hotaru Tomoe, or Tomo, I don't know. I think it's Tomoe.
Hot tamale.
Yeah, Hotaru. But she's the daughter of that scientist guy, and she winds up by happenstance meeting Chibiusa and whatnot, and they become really good friends. And she also has a lot of seizures and stuff. It's like constant seizures. Yes. And then she's like
seizures and doesn't know why.
Yeah, she's just like, don't worry, it's fine. It'll pass every single time it happens. Like, no, don't worry about me. It's fine.
I was like, you need to go to a hospital. No, it's fine.
No.
Happens all the time.
Was she American?
Oh, jeez.
No, I can't afford that.
I can't afford to live. Are you crazy?
Yeah, turns out it's because she's also being used by the Deathbusters. So it's like basically two personalities fighting with inside her. There are two wolves inside her.
Two wolves inside of her. Both of them are gay. She is gay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That reminds me. That's a ship.
Her
and Chibiusa.
Chibiusa.
It's kind of a weird one because her age is somewhat nebulous in comparison to the rest of them.
She's older than Chibiusa, but then she also isn't.
Yeah, because according to this, she's 12.
Oh.
Which is younger than the rest of them, but Chibiusa, I believe, is like supposed to be like 10 or something. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure how old Chibiusa is, other than she's a kid. I have no idea. Let's see.
I have no idea.
Oh, apparently her age is complicated, according to the wiki.
Well, Chibiusa, yeah. Yep. Hakura's age is also kind of complicated, too, with the whole ending.
Yeah, basically, apparently Chibiusa's age is all messed up because of, time travel and some exposure made her very long-lived. But yeah, she looks to be supposed to be probably about 7 or 8 years old, roughly, physically, I guess.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
So Otaru's a bit older, so it's a little weird, but...
Not that far. It's like maybe, 3, 4 years?
It's still a little weird.
Yeah, it is.
At least as of right now.
I mean,
but...
at that young age, it's nothing that wouldn't be anything serious anyway.
I'm looking at some implications that Chibiusa also ages slower because of, again, reasons. So it's like, okay.
Oh, reasons. Insert Kim Possible time quote here.
Yep. But anyway, she's younger. And then, of course, it gets extra complicated later when, after it's all said and done, Hotaru's a baby.
Hotaru's now a baby.
How is baby formed?
How is Babby formed? Apparently, Babby is formed by
destroying a universe.
Saturn Guardian destroying a universe and Sailor Moon going superpower when she's not supposed to.
Yeah. And
turning into the Messiah, and that's how babies are made.
Oh, now that explains everything.
That explains everything.
Yeah. So, and then that was a weird thing. Was that whole ending thing was nuts. I want to get back to that later. But the whole ending was pretty awesome, I think. But
it was.
Throughout the thing, it's like you got the other villains of the Deathbusters, I think, are pretty great too.
They're all varied and unique in some way.
I mean, you got
personalities are.
I mean,
different.
You got Suichi there, all laughing it up, all of it. And he also kind of weird, like he accidentally breaks phones. He broke the phone and went to go get a new one, like out of a drawer or something. Like, does he just have a bunch of phones just ready to go?
Does this happen often?
Because the other thing was
not the first time it's happened.
The person he was talking to was like, "Did you break your phone again?
Did you break the receiver?"
Or just trying to make tea and then, it's hot.
Yep.
I just love how he's just really threatening, but also just kind of dorky.
Kind of a dork.
But also a legitimate threat.
Yep.
But yeah, he's also got, I guess, a bunch of lieutenants, so to speak. Just like before, that's always the thing. There's the main baddie and the lieutenants.
Yeah. Sometimes they'll mix it up by having 2 main baddies.
Mm-hmm.
They'll switch off.
Yeah. I mean, we start off with Cowlin Knight, and she's kind of doing her thing for a while until she's not.
Until she's not.
Yeah, she got red hair and whatnot. Then she's doing her thing again because she came back. Because she died, but then she's alive again.
She got better.
Exactly. So that's yeah, and she's kind of serious. I think she's the least, I guess, funny of the bad guys. She's the most serious of them all. She doesn't do a whole lot of weird things compared to the rest, because then there's the Witches 5.
Yep.
The Witches 5.
The lieutenants.
They're the funny ones.
Yep.
You got Yujiel, who's she starts off and doing her thing. She's like drives the car and like drives it wildly, like out of crazy things, like an elephant pen out of the river.
Oh jeez.
A subway tunnel.
Every single time the car shows up, it's some funny thing. It's absolutely hilarious.
Yep. And then she just drove right into a school and said, "Excuse me, don't worry, everything's fine.
This is normal." Yeah.
And then
she shows up and just pulls the gun out and just shoots someone. It's like,
yep, shoots
wow,
them against
there's just
their pure heart.
No pretense going on here at all. No lead up. Just pops out, bang, there's the heart.
You have to say that is efficient. None of that nonsense about monologuing. Just shoot the gun.
She was very efficient.
But then when things start going south, leave it to you. Bye. And then she just leaves in the car. And I just love how the aunt's like, hey. Or that one that was the door one who's like, I don't know. I'm not a fighter.
Oh, the door was hilarious. That was absolutely. I think that's one thing in this season.
Mm-hmm.
All of the monsters actually have like personality and intelligence more so than the rest of them.
For the most part, there's a couple.
Yeah, a couple. But for the most part in this season, they really ramped up the personality and intelligence of the monsters. They seem more like individuals.
Also, like there's a couple that was like, but I didn't get to do anything yet. They get to just like immediately killed off. Like, oh, that's that. Or the singer. The singer who's like, is like, I forgot the lyrics.
Oh, that whole one.
And then, I just remembered.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that was great.
I believe this is the season that also exposed Ray as possibly into girls.
Oh.
Yeah.
Although we've assumed that for a while now.
Yeah, because she had that magazine which Usagi found. Which had a bunch of pretty women in it. Dressed up as men. Oh. No, shut up. Oh. Where'd you find that? Go away. And Ray freaking out.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Back to the Witches 5, though. Once Ujiel gets killed by her replacement, because, Ujiel apparently is not very well liked by her subordinates. You got Mimeti, who's also really funny. She's like, gets always super enamored with some random celebrity, and then she goes attacks them, and then she's like, it's a struggle of, do I do my job or go after him? She's also delusional.
So dreamy. Oh, she's highly delusional.
Like the soap opera, she's like, it just assumes the guy's in love with her even though he's on TV. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually unfortunately common.
Yeah.
There's a term for that whole sort of thing. Maybe not the full falling in love part, but it's called parasocial relationships.
Oh yeah, like with streamers.
Yes. Parasocial relationships. It doesn't have to be streamers. It can be anything. Celebrities you see on TV, you start reading up on them. You invest time in research and following your favorite celebrity. That's a parasocial relationship, and you start getting this attachment to them, but you don't realize it's only one way.
Yeah, because they don't
know you at all.
You're just another name at best.
At best, yeah.
But it's also funny because the episode, and this is one of my favorite. It's because oh my god, that's the one. It's like they go to the track. And she like rips off a little poster saying something, like she's like ripping it up and like blowing her nose, and then this maintenance guy comes out, just looks at her, just this kind of slightly uncomfortable smile, like uncomfortable for me, not for him, uncomfortable for you, the viewer. This uncomfortable smile. She looks at it, puts the poster backs up, and then he just slowly raises his hand with an OK symbol, while still having that smile, face never changing.
The maintenance guys at the track.
Yeah,
this was the one like track and field runner person.
Yeah, and they never talk. They just use the whistles.
They never talk. They use the whistles as their voices, and there's a whole crew of them, and they are always in sync.
Yep.
Yeah, it's great.
I love that.
That was an amazing scene.
But after that, though, the witches kind of start going down real quick, one by one.
Yeah.
Belui, Telu, Cyprine, and Pitilol. Yeah, that last name. Oh boy, they just. Yeah, they don't last very long.
They don't last very long. They're running out of time in the season, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And then Kala Knight gets killed again by Mistress 9.
Yep. I love that one. It was just like, nope, you're dead.
Yep, just like that. Just because Mistress
your job
9
is done. Bye-bye.
Pops up. Is like, yeah, Mrs. Bye. Here's your pink slip.
Your eternal reward.
I mean, she did get hit by pink lasers.
Basically, Dr. Manhattan.
Yep.
Splat.
Mrs.
Man, that reminds me of one in the ending of one really cool scene involving lasers.
Oh yeah.
When Mistress 9 gets hit. Yes.
Oh yeah.
And what Sailor Moon does. Yeah. God, that scene was impressive.
Mm-hmm. The ending was really good.
Oh god, the whole ending.
Like the 4 or 5 episodes, like starting from like, I don't know. Yeah, the last 4 or 5 episodes before the 2 epilogues were really great.
Yeah, they really ramped things up for this season, and it shows. But yeah, when Pharaoh 90 is coming through and those lasers are bursting through and it takes out Mistress 90, but that same blast hits, the scientist. Because, by the way, the scientist got his body back.
Yeah, because Uranus and Neptune killed the guy possessing him. Because he left his body to possess a bunch of gray monster things.
Yeah. That was weird.
Yeah, it made
Kind of
sense,
cool.
but it's cool.
Kind of cool though. But yeah, and then Sailor Moon stood there and just took the hit directly and protected.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, dang, she just, wow.
Took it. Yeah. Yeah, the other thing was also, yeah, it's Pharaoh 90's design. It's like, I swear, that reminds me so much of Unicron.
Oh.
And remember, Toei Animation worked on that movie.
Right. Right.
Because, yeah, these, a big threatening planet ball thing, and like the big old giant mouth that opens up into the beam coming out. It's like, very Unicron-like. I wonder.
Yep. Multi-dimensional. Well, this one's interdimensional, not multi-dimensional.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of funny. Yeah, also the sound effect they used for that beam was really good too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
it
just ramps up. It's like once you get to this point, it's like, bam, they find out, all the stuff starts falling into place, and like that ending is just a non-stop. You just don't want to stop watching. You're just like, oh god, what's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next?
Yeah, it's really good, and they keep up the pace. Yeah.
This season, I think it's weirdly enough, even though again the formula is still there for a large chunk of it, it doesn't feel as formulaic as the first two seasons in any way.
It doesn't at all.
It's
yeah.
and I think this is like this is like the best so far of the show. It's just this season.
Yeah, it is an amazing season.
And they're able to, even the Sailor Guardians are still being fleshed out in some little ways here and there. I think Ami gets a little bit of stuff here and there with her in the Mugen Academy and whatnot.
Right. Yep.
And because she probably went on one-on-one with that one witch who had the nano machines.
Yeah. Sort of the V. I was just looking at it. Vilui. Yeah, that's one. Vilui.
Yeah, and the nano machines.
Machines.
Yeah, she's like representing it. Got to be cold and logical all the time, because who cares about people? And it's like I'm like, you kind of should care about people.
Yeah, especially like really when it comes to high tech and stuff like that, you have to care about people because your creation will not.
Hear that, tech bros? You hear
that?
That's
really what I'm pointing at.
Tech bros.
You create your AIs. You create your AIs and stuff, and they operate on pure logic. They won't have emotions, so you have to do it for them.
Mm-hmm. There's other thing. The new characters, Haruka and Michiru, are also. The thing is, they really play up how, I guess, more mature they are compared to the rest of the Guardians. They really play it up. They're only a year older.
But they do really play it up.
Like, I guess because it's almost like from the perspective of a middle schooler, like, whoa, a high schooler.
Oh yeah, I remember when I was in middle school, all the high schoolers were like, oh, they're so much older and they're like adults now, and then Well, then you get to high school, and at first you think that, and then you think like, oh, I'm the one who knows everything.
No, I'm baby.
And you think, well, in high school, you think you're all that, especially as a senior.
Yeah.
When you become a senior in high school,
you are untouchable.
Everyone's beneath you. You are invincible. You know everything. Now, what? 13 years later,
you know nothing.
you look back and go, I was a moron.
Yes. But the thing, Haruka, and she often mistaken for a guy because of her short haircut and whatnot. Very short haircut. But she's also into racing and things like that. She likes to drive. She likes working on cars. That's her thing.
Yep.
And Michiru is very elegant. She also plays violin. She paints paintings and whatnot. She's
formal.
Yeah, she's very formal, very elegant, very cultured.
They're perfect for each other.
Yes.
The elegant, cultured one and the tomboyish one. The opposites attract,
Yeah, and
perfect.
Yep. And there's Sailor Neptune became Sailor Neptune way before Uranus did, and she actually reason Uranus did is because Neptune was like there, and she's trying to plead with her, don't do this, don't do it.
Don't take that wand.
She took it.
Yep.
Yeah, so they play off each other really well, and they have a lot of weird little in jokes and stuff like, "Are you getting jealous? Maybe I am." that sort of thing.
The whole, they're totally a thing, but they're not a thing, but they
Yeah.
totally know they should be a thing.
Yeah, and everyone else is like, "Are you two a thing?" They even entered that love contest thing. And at the last minute, okay, we're done. Bye.
What was their excuse? Like, it wouldn't be fair to others or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Like, wow. And of course, they always get the nice, those still images and everything. Also, rose petals constantly fluttering by when they show up in scene, like literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they also their moves. Uranus has world shaking, and Neptune has deep submerge,
which is like Ami's on steroids.
Yeah.
Water, except the animation starts out, water, except they end up having the same similar.
It's just energy balls, just different colors.
Yeah.
And then Pluto shows she has her power of her own too. Dead scream.
Like, oh geez, things got dark.
Yeah, and what's cool is everyone else shouts theirs, she whispers hers.
Yep.
It's so cool. But it's also just that's energy ball just like the other two. But it's purplish, pinkish color.
Yeah.
That weird thing, I think that weird thing they try to do is it's got a glow, but it's also got to be like, quote unquote, black. So it just winds up
that whole
pink.
Weird purple, dark purple, pink weirdness. So whenever they have to have a dark, glowy, evil thing.
It has to be black, but also it's glow. How the heck?
Glowing black.
That doesn't make
work.
sense.
Especially when they put it on a black background.
Mm-hmm. Saturn, we don't see much of her. She doesn't do, actually, we don't actually see her do a whole lot because she shows up so late as Saturn.
I think she only shows up really as Saturn the last, not the last 2 episodes,
but
because the last 2 episodes are kind of a weird epilogue thing.
2 epilogues.
Yeah, it's a dual epilogue. It's kind of weird, but the last 2 non-epilogue are the only times we really see Saturn, and half the time she's a ghost-ish thing.
Yeah.
She's an apparition.
Yeah. And, that reminds me of the Pure Hearts. Every single one of the Sailor Guardians also had to at one point got their Pure Heart threatened or taken out of them. And except for Minako, who's just sitting there just so upset because no one's taking her Pure Heart. And she's trying to become pure, including donating so much blood she's going to collapse at any given moment, I guess.
And finally, Usagi's just helping. Yep. Here's some cookies.
Here's some cookies and juice.
And then yes, finally, moment it finally happens.
Gets the Pure Heart taken out, and then she's sitting. Unlike most people who just collapse, she just this is weird look on her face, grabs it and runs, and is like, "What?" Everyone's like, "Did that just happen?" And then she collapses in a parking garage.
That phrase just sounds so weird. And then she collapsed in a parking garage. Did she get her Pure Heart ripped out of her, or did she overdose on heroin?
Or did she? It's because of the blood loss at this point.
Oh,
she got a lot of blood taken out of her. Makes you wonder about that. But she was fine in the end.
Yeah.
Well, that was also the episode where they found out. The Sailor Moon found out the identities of Uranus and Neptune, because for a while they're like, we don't know who you are, but she suspected because of Haruka.
She suspected
because Uranus smelled just like Haruka did. Because yeah.
Also, every time we say her sailor name, it's gonna be a joke.
Yep. That's Uranus. Oh yeah, at one point Jupiter kind of had the weird crush thing on Uranus. That was Makoto having her crush or whatever on Haruka was weird or something. She claimed it wasn't a crush, but he acted like it was. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, that whole thing was a little bit weird.
I'm sorry, that because it just shows that Makoto's willing to be with women, I guess, but.
Yes,
it's an odd thing. I'm not sure what exactly they're trying to do, because like she acted out all the signs of a crush, but like then's like no, it's not, and then it's like I just really admire her. Right. I want to be like her. I guess.
No, quick! We can't make it that gay.
Yeah, the other thing weird is that the outer guardians are they just say it. They're more powerful than the inner guardians.
Yeah,
they just are.
For some reason, they are.
Because apparently they have to defend other like big threats or something, but then I don't think they're actually that much more powerful. At least as a group. Individually, they might be, but we even see that Jupiter and Uranus fight just very briefly, and Jupiter goes for a swing, misses, then, well, not quite misses, then Uranus hits her, and, in the stomach, and Jupiter drops, but then they run away, and you see Uranus is actually pretty hurt. It's like,
yeah, well, it's also
she's
Jupiter,
strong.
So yeah, but it's also Jupiter.
Yeah, which that's the weird thing, but that's not an inner planet though. Shouldn't she be an outer guardian?
Yes, well, maybe that's why she's stronger than the rest of them.
Possibly.
Maybe that's why she's considered an inner guardian, but since she's on that point, she does have a little bit extra strength.
Mm-hmm. It's possible.
Good enough for a headcanon.
Sure, why not? Oh, the new, I guess, transformation sequence. Of course, Sailor Moon has a new transformation sequence because, of course, she does every season.
Of course. Every season we get something new.
Yeah, now she's like, she's just swinging her leg way up in the air to do this one. It's like,
geez, yeah.
Way to be extra.
Spinning. Oh, and her attack.
Yeah, the new one. Spinning.
Her new attack, just spinning like crazy. Like she's gonna helicopter away.
Heart attack. And then, hitting with the monster getting hit with them. It's just silence, and then, bam! Giant heart.
I love that pause.
Yep.
Dramatic pause before it happens.
And most of them say lovely, but sometimes the other ones, like the which one was it? Oh,
some of them go lovely, some of them go lovely.
Yeah, and the track and field one though, that she's like go Japan or something. I think it was her. It was one of them.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Go Japan. It's like, oh, yeah, okay.
I also noticed sometimes in the subtitles you could hear them say lovely, but it wouldn't subtitle the whole thing.
It happens. Yeah, there's a couple of errors. Like I noticed sometimes the subtitle there's straight up a word missing.
Just straight up gone. It's like, I heard that. Why didn't I see it?
Or sometimes, no, it's like when you like the translation, like it's sometimes actual bad English in the subtitles. Like, I expect bad English from them, like the Messiah thing, but
or just the weird grammar on like the English name.
The episode where it turns out there's a bunch of English people in a mansion.
Oh, that one.
And Misagi's freaking out because she doesn't know English very well, and you hear them all struggling with, speaking English. And of course, you got the people who are native, quote unquote, English speakers.
Yep.
You see here.
Although I will say, they did a pretty good job.
Yeah, the grammar was pretty much okay.
Yeah.
It's just you could
pronunciations are off.
You could hear the Japanese accents because none of them are native
You're
English
always
speakers.
going to.
They're not going to go out of their way to try to find some English speaker and bring them in to read some lines.
Yeah, that would just be way too much money. But yeah, they did really good on the grammar for that. But pronunciations aren't quite there. But that's to be expected. And then Usagi got drunk.
Yeah, because that off one glass.
Gosh,
she's reaching for a juice and missed because she wasn't really looking because she's looking at something else. Grabs because she runs away because she's like, oh god, I don't know English. Turns out they're all speaking Japanese anyway. Whoops. Oh well.
Go figure. A whole bunch of, transfer students and other important people living in Japan actually know how to speak the language.
What? Must not be Americans then. The Americans are too arrogant to learn the language when they visit another country.
Yeah. Demand everyone learns English when they come here, but we won't learn theirs when we go there.
No, shut up. There is no hypocrisy. Shut up. It's fine.
Hypocrisy is a foreign concept.
The other thing, also cool is how the season opened was with just Ray's premonition of the future. Was just like really dark. It's like everything's all tinted red, and then we see everyone just crumble apart as this, I guess, barrier of destruction goes through.
The silence.
Yeah, the silence. That's what they're fighting. The silence.
Silence. Not to be confused with Doctor Who when they come many, many years later.
Yes, exactly.
That was a weird one. Nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it's a lot of it's just interesting. Like Haruka. Yeah, again, going back to Haruka and Mishuru. They have literally fought the Guardians before. They're at odds. They're just trying to keep secrets, and it's like, a lot of these problems would not be a problem if you just worked together, you idiots.
Yep, that's just one constant thing with those two is that they're just so stubborn. Yep. They act so mature, but they're so stubborn.
Even Pluto was like, okay, we need to stop leaving them in the dark.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're just going to keep running into each other like this and making things really weird, and things are going to go bad.
Obstinate is the word I was
Yeah.
looking for. Obstinate.
And
But
even
yes, they're just
in one of
just
the epilogues, after all said and done, and the day is saved, and Hotaro's now a baby and given back to her dad. They are like their whole thing is like, you still screwed up, Sailor Moon. You got to fight us now.
yeah, it was just like,
It's just an anime
why?
thing. It's just one of those anime things. It was just, we got to fight because I don't know. This is the only way you get my respect.
Yeah, which, or maybe it
Sure.
was a test.
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe
Because
it was a test.
because at the end, this was the thing, was like Uranus and Neptune are like, we have to destroy Mistress Nine. Doesn't matter if it takes out Otaro with her. We have to destroy her to save the world. And Usagi is like, no, we can save her. I'm not going to let you fight her. And then they get all caught up in everything. And then Usagi just more or less hands over the Holy Grail. And like, they're like, you've doomed us all.
Basically, yeah.
Your altruism doomed us all. Are you happy now?
In that moment, they were correct, because that wasn't Hakura.
And then Saturn popped up and like, what's up?
What's up?
Gonna ruin everything for them. Hold on. And then that's the thing, is like, Usagi's trying to do her Super Sailor Moon transformation, which she can't do without the Grail. She's just seeing, that was actually pretty, seeing there.
That scene.
Crisis makeup. Crisis trying to transform again without it.
That scene was heartbreaking at times. Just, you could see the emotion, and I gotta give kudos to the. I gotta give kudos to the voice actor on that one. They did an amazing job just getting that emotion through.
Yeah,
it was just like, holy crap! Someone who's, that usually that upbeat, and when they're, yes, Usagi's a crybaby, but not like that. And to see her just broken down to that point, it was just like, oh. Jeez.
Yeah.
I think that was the whole point, and all the rest of the team, including Uranus and Neptune, saw it. And that's when they all joined by their powers combined.
Yep. And she's able to transform and go in, and then she came back like all... It's almost like she's just standing there like, told you I could do it.
Told you.
Yeah, but even she had the dead fish eyes.
Yep, that was a weird one when she came out.
Man, that was the other the whole thing was like, they're all separated because like there's this bubble of like evil barrier thing, and then these bunch of diamonds, that's the balanced monster, and the diamonds are coming out, and there's a bunch of them just not really bonded to anything, so they're just fighting them, and like Sailor Moon is even doing these like big old like area effect attacks, clearing them all out, but then more would come out, and then she gets grabbed through and taken inside, and the other four guardians just outside, and they have to stop the barrier from getting bigger and using their powers, so then they get overwhelmed, and the three outer guardians are flying in a helicopter.
Oh god. Okay. Yeah, when the remaining four inner guardians, when they formed that barrier thing, that was almost like a it felt sort of like a reference to season 2 in the future.
Yeah.
Neo Tokyo,
really
when
did.
they were, they're standing together to form the barrier around the city. Now they're kind of doing the opposite, standing apart to form a barrier around the expanding bubble to contain it. It's
And the outer guardians they kind of fly in, and then they get attacked because somehow those diamonds bonded with the barrier and made an even stronger barrier.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was going on. They got attacked, and it looked like the helicopter blew up, and then they went, "Hey, commercial break!"
Commercial break.
Come back, and Twilio did the greatest taboo of all. She stopped time. She did something she's not supposed to do.
She manipulated time to their benefit. It's against the natural order.
And then she somehow got Uranus and Neptune out, and then the helicopter finished exploding, and that's the last we saw of Pluto, except, no, it's not. She's now back somehow, except she's somewhere else or something. It's vague. She's like a force ghost, basically.
Yeah, that one is really weird. Not entirely certain what's going on there.
Yeah, that's a weird one. So it's a crazy. We could talk probably 50 minutes just about those last few episodes. Honestly.
Yeah, it's so much stuff cram packed into 4 or 5 episodes leading up to the final battle.
Yeah,
not the minor after battle.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was absolutely nuts.
And leaving a big old hole in the middle of the city.
Yeah, giant freaking hole. It's always kind of made me wonder, how does the city government handle this? We never see, like, news reports of, holy crap, what the heck is going on?
Act of God.
Oh, great. Now we have to fix a giant hole in the city.
Mass hallucination.
It's like last season we had the giant black crystal in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usagi comes out with baby Hotaru, and then the four inner guardians are able to get in over there. Then Hotaru's gone, and so are the outer guardian, Uranus and Neptune, and then they're all making sure Usagi's alive and everything. And Chibiusa is back to normal because her pure heart got stolen. That was what bought Mistress Nine out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
but then, Saturn gave it back.
Yeah. Yeah, you got the epilogue was just mostly Usagi. The first one was just Usagi and fighting Haruka and Mishuru, and then they're like, and then she tricks them into I guess hurting each other, and so and then they just like, okay, you're our queen, and of course she doesn't get that she's the Messiah because like, so who's the Messiah then?
Of course. Yeah, the whole tricking thing. That was actually really interesting watching the whole fight between
dodge.
If that's one thing Usagi's good at, it's dodging.
Dodge!
Yep, she got very good at dodging. So, yeah, and then the whole thing when Neptune grabs her and holds her.
Yep.
And then the bright light. That whole thing when she just all of a sudden started glowing. Yeah. That was the moment then they really realized, like, oh, wait, you are the Messiah.
Yeah, the Messiah.
The true Messiah.
Yeah. So they kneel and they're like, okay, bye.
Yep.
And then drive away.
And then drive away in their car.
They're like, wait, is Hotaru alive? And they're like, you'll see her again. Because they had no idea. Then Chibiusa gets to see Hotaru again as a baby, and it's like, oh, good, she's alive. Because that's
Yep.
Then there's a second epilogue.
Yeah, I think they had the other two because it was Chibiusa finding Hotaru and her dad.
Mm-hmm.
Happened before the fight between Sailor Moon, and such like that. Because that was the whole thing. She's all sad, and then she's like,
"Oh, good, she's alive.
Oh, good, she's alive." And like, wait, you're a baby now.
Oh well.
Yeah. Also, her dad has memory loss due to blunt force trauma to the head,
and very psychological issues, as they said as well. Probably because of possession.
And blunt force trauma to the head.
Those two things combined kind of make for a bad time.
Yeah.
But the other thing was, the final epilogue, which was all about Chibiusa, and she's like, "Oh, I gotta go home now."
That one.
She gotta go home now, and they're like, "Yep, I guess you gotta go. Bye." And she's like, "You want me gone that bad?" And then she's like, "I don't want to go home." And this whole weird thing of misunderstanding.
It's all angsty
and for me personally, and they also had to fight one more diamond who kind of.
Yeah.
Formed and slowly crawled in the machine and became a diamond of the machine that makes the diamonds.
It was weird.
And just went out, just I don't know, just follows its programming, so to speak, and just starts going out and taking pure hearts.
Yeah.
Until they beat it, which was funny because that was at that point Chibiusa had apparently left already, but then she came back and she just comes dropping out of midair with doing
Belly
a pink
flops.
sugar heart attack onto the monster, just boom, all on the ground, and then the wand starts firing at the monster's face from the ground.
Yeah, I love her comment. You're useless without me.
Hey, but yeah,
she's not wrong.
And then it turns out she's gonna stay, even though
because all the gifts that they gave to Chibiusa.
Yep.
And a farewell party went to future Usagi, because future Usagi is also not very bright.
Yep.
It's just...
future Usagi is like, okay, you can say back in the past, I guess.
Thanks for all the gifts. I love at the very final scene when they're all laughing about that, and thanks for all the gifts. Everyone's laughing except for Usagi, who just kind of has this just blank stare. Like, what?
Not cool, guys. But I think for me, the thing is, the whole thing is just, Chibiusa's like, I don't want to go to the future because I'm going to miss them. And I'm just feeling like this is kind of false drama because, like, you go to the future, they're all going to be there
already.
They're there. I'm going to miss them. And you'll see them in like a few minutes. What's the
Yes.
problem here? I genuinely don't understand what the problem is.
I don't know. Maybe they just have a weird relationship in the future, more standoffish.
I don't.
Because she's complaining about
But
not having any
but we've
friends.
seen in this future. We've seen that in season 2 that they're pretty friendly with her.
Yeah.
So I don't
But friendly,
understand.
maybe, I don't know, because it does kind of seem like there's more of a formal relationship. They're friendly, but it's more formal and
Yeah.
less close friends like they have in the past.
I don't even think after okay, she's actually traveled to the future, to the past now. Now we can actually have our old friendship back, right?
I
You'd
don't
think that's
know.
how it
Maybe they
would.
just got stupid as adults.
I would hope not. I like them and not stupid.
They have to be more mature. You're a child. We're adults. We can't be friends like that. It's not proper.
Bah. I think Usagi's queen. I doubt they're proper. I doubt proper propriety is a thing. Yeah, to me, it's just like on the I guess the present version, so quote unquote, of the Sailor Guardians. Yeah, for them, they won't see her again for a long, long time.
Yeah, they have to go through like
The life.
and whatever tragedy befalls the city to create Neo Tokyo.
They have to go through all that stuff to meet her again. But she'll see her in them and Min. So for me, it's just this artificial drama. To me, it's just so to me, it just kind of falls flat because of that.
Yeah,
It's like I'm just saying that I don't understand the problem here. There is literally no problem. I don't understand.
yeah. That actually I'm reminded of another scene that was absolutely hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Chibiusu was trying to get something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but there's some comment about how Usagi's Chibiusu's mom.
Yeah.
Well, he was like using that in and Usagi's like, I haven't given birth to you yet. That whole thing.
Yeah. That was also interesting because a couple bits where it's like you see Usagi kind of their relationship has evolved, or at least this version of their relationship, has evolved because like Usagi's actually not always just arguing with Chibiusa like constantly anymore. She's actually sometimes like she acts motherly towards her. Like some part of her brain's gone, oh right, this is my daughter, even if she's not born yet.
Don't think about it, it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, especially like one of the later episodes, like very, very end,
Mm-hmm.
when Usagi's really torn up about Haruka
Mm-hmm.
being gone. You can see that like motherly concern from Usagi. It's like, huh. You can really see how far it's grown.
Yep. That sort of thing, and even kind of sitting there, like, oh no, I have to say goodbye to her, and for her, it's like Usagi. I get it. It's like, yeah, for her, she's not going to see Chibiusa for a long time
Until you give birth.
Yeah, and
That'll
even then,
be
she'll just be a baby. She'll just be a baby for a while. Come on, hurry up so we can get to the point where I can talk to you about stuff that happened in the past.
Yep. Hurry up and grow up so I can get rid of you for a bit.
Yeah. So overall, yeah, this is a fantastic season of Sailor Moon. I think this is the best so far of what we've seen of the show.
Totally.
And it's just really good. It's a little shorter than the other ones as well. That doesn't help. That helps a bit.
Yeah. So it doesn't get to the point of like, here we go again.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting rote and just repetitive. It never got to that point.
Yeah, it just
very, very good season.
The villains are fantastic. It doesn't. While being formulaic, it doesn't feel as formulaic as the first two seasons. Just a lot of the funny moments, including funny faces and whatnot. Again, just really good use of just stop all sound effects and music for a second. The beat.
Yep.
And so we can have the joke land real well and stuff like that. It just works really well overall. And even the new the new good guys as well. Uranus, Neptune, Saturn, even I guess sort of Saturn, but actually mostly Otaru.
Yeah.
And Pluto getting fleshed out as well. It works. It just works really well. Just you finally got the full Guardian cast.
Yep. Finally got all the planets.
Yes. So it's just genuinely great, I think.
Yep. It is a very, very good episode. A very good season.
Yeah, so I think that's more or less it for this one, though. We could probably go on more, but we're getting close to an hour now.
Yep.
So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll listen to past and future episodes if you did, because you can check those out at newtoweeaboo.libsyn.com. It's spelled Libsyn. You can go there and check out all the links for, all that stuff, including all the other places to check it out, because we're also on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and YouTube. On any of those, you can go there and search for New to Weeaboo and find us and subscribe. And on Google Play, you have to go to play.google.com/music if you want to do so. So all those are viable, and you can listen to us in any of those places without any problems, as far as I know.
As far as we know.
But if you'd like to contact us, you can do so via email, newtoweeaboo@gmail.com. If you have questions, comments, what do you think of Sailor Moon? Is this a good season? Do you have any recommendations for anime we should watch or whatever? Maybe, heck, for me personally, I meant manga. If you have a manga, sure, why not? I'll read it if it's good.
I guess.
I don't mind. So is that. Maybe, I don't know, whatever. Just say hi.
Say hi.
Of course, if you want to say hi, the best way to do it would actually be Twitter.
Yes.
Or at New to Weeaboo. If you follow us there, we'll tweet out new episodes, sometimes random observations, sometimes synthwave anime music.
Yeah, synthwave.
Yep. All that stuff is up there on that Twitter account if you want. You can also follow our personal Twitters. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1, and he's at Alcatraz with a 7 and 7T and an underscore at the end. If you want to follow us there, I've been mostly Transformers stuff, occasional just random observations from home. Like, hey, this isn't actually much different for me.
Oh, yeah, things are really weird here.
Yeah, for you, it's a little on the weird side.
Yeah.
Of course, everyone else is talking about Animal Crossing or Doom, and neither of us have those games right now.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Half-Life Alyx, because that's about to come out, at least as a recording, but by the time you hear it, it'll have been out for a couple days.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So, that's it.
That's it.
Again, hope you enjoyed. Tune in next time. We'll be talking about Princess Principal, unless things go really wrong. Hopefully they don't.
Yeah.
But that's what we'll be talking about. That's the plan.
That is the plan.
So tune in April, and then we'll talk about that then. So, hope you enjoyed, and until next time, bye.
See ya.